Hi guys, and welcome to How's It Rate. My name's Chico and I'll be your host today. And today we're going to do another pizza, another Totinos pizza. Yeah, we got different flavors, and this is the pepperoni. You can see it looks pretty nice on the box. Great taste, great value, $1.60 something at Wally World. I think it was $1.65. And the serving size is two. And there's two servings in the package, so half a pizza. And I gotta tell you, that would not satisfy me. I mean, I could eat a whole 16-inch pie with no problem. Very simple to make. I made one the other day, which we did a video on. It was a 3 cheese. You basically put this in a 450-degree oven. You do not microwave these puppies. And what I did is I used the stone, which gave me a very nice bottom crust, as nice as it could be for the product. And my handy dandy, you know, ass spanking, whatever you want to call it here, a pizza peel. So I'm kind of interested to see how this one is. I was not disappointed at all with the last one. I mean, was it the best pizza I've ever had? Absolutely not. Was it as good as my homemade pizza? Absolutely not, but nobody's is. I mean, you know, there isn't a pizza out there that I like better than my homemade one. Unless you got a great recipe you want to share with me. If you think yours is great, share it. I'm always willing to learn something. So it's let's see, the nutritional facts are calories are 360, calories from fat are 170, total fat is 19 grams at 28%, saturated fat is 5 grams at 25%, trans fat is 0 grams. Cholesterol is 10 milligrams at 3%, sodium is 690 at 29%. A little bit more sodium than the last one, probably the pepperoni. Dietary fiber is 2%, I'm sorry, 2 grams at 9%. Sugars are 4 grams, protein is 11 grams, and looks pretty good. Same basic ingredients as the other one, except for the pepperoni and such. I will take a close-up of that so you can study it. Now, I told you that the last one was pretty good, and that I would buy it again. And I'll tell you why. The price is right. The flavor was, I gave the whole pizza a 4. That's not bad. And very quick to make. Very simple. If you have a pizza stone, or if you don't, doesn't make any difference. I think the pizza stone contributed to a great crust as compared to what it could have been. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe it comes out better without. So, what do you expect from a pizza? I mean, a pizza, in my opinion, this is my opinion only, and you can differ, but I think that a pizza is all about the crust. That's one of the I'll give that better than 50%. It's got to be a very good crust. The better the crust, the better the pizza. I mean, you've got New York style, you've got Napolitan style, you've got pan pizza crust, and you've got the stuffed pizza crust. A lot of it has to do with what you want, and they're all made a little differently. But a crust for a thin pizza, in my opinion, should be thin. It shouldn't be too chewy. It should have a little texture to it. It should stand up a little bit. You expect it to fold and drip your cheese all over the place, but that's why God gave pizza lovers 2 hands. And if you only got 1 hand, you just fold it in half, and you know how that goes. I think that was in a movie with Sophia Loren or something. But the Sicilian pizzas are a little bit, or Napolitan pizzas they're thicker. Different kind of crust, crunchy in the bottom, and more chewy, dense dough. If it's made right, and I've had it when it's made right, and I got to tell you where it was in Italy. And the thing was about an inch thick, if not maybe a little more. The crust on the bottom was absolutely golden brown, and you could tell there was some olive oil in it. It was absolutely delicious. And it had the air bowls there, you know, on the bottom, so you could tell it was a very airy dough, probably a very hydrated dough. The more water in the dough, usually the more of those big bubbles you get, and also it has to ferment correctly. And that was so light that when I picked it up, I almost hit my face with it, because I expected from the size of it more density of the dough. It was so light, so delicious. The topping. Now that's the other most important thing about a pizza, the topping. There's so many. I mean, a regular tomato pie with fresher tomato sauce is excellent. You get that nice tomato flavor. A good cheese, Doesn't have to be a lot if it's a good cheese. Traditionally, you got mozzarella on it. You can put anything you want, but mozzarella usually, and sometimes a little Parmesan. But the toppings can vary. It's incomprehensible. That's a big word. It's a surprising fact how many pizza toppings are out there. I'm a believer in less is more, so maybe, I like a cheese with pepperoni on it, or mushrooms, but I don't like a pizza that's got oodles of crap on it. I just don't like that. I think it takes away from what a pizza really is. So, without docking my head off here, let's see if there's any. Okay, the pepperoni is made with pork, chicken, and beef. We can live with that. So let's take a peek at this puppy. And I think I talked too much, but what the hell. So let's take a look. Okay, same as the other one. Comes in a plastic wrapper here, mass produced. Pepperoni is not sliced, it's all chunked up in little cubes. Probably a reason for that we don't want to know, like, it's probably leftover pepperoni from something else, and what do they do with the end? So, we're losing a little cheese here, don't want to do that. Throw that back on there. Clean table, so clean fingers, and it's just me here. And Rufus, for some reason, I don't know, maybe he don't like pizza, or he didn't smell it, or he's tired. But he hasn't been barking, which is sometimes a godsend. So we've got it on our pizza peel. I'm going to leave you guys for a few minutes. I'm going to throw this in the oven. And the one thing I wanted to mention about the crust on this one and the last one I had, the sauce and cheese goes right to the end. I mean, there is no gap between the edges and the sauce and cheese, which is good if you don't like a lot of crust on your pizza, but it's also a bit of a problem in the oven if you don't put some sort of a tray on it. Like if you're going to cook this on a rack, you might want to have a little pan under it to catch all the excess that falls off of it. On the pizza stone, I don't care, because it just it crystallizes so quickly, it chars, and then just clean the pizza stone and that's it. So off I go. See you in a little bit. Alrighty, we're out of the oven. Yes, we are, with our pepperoni pizza by Totinos. So, let's see what this puppy tastes like. Again, we're going to use my handy dandy pizza cutter, otherwise known as a chef's knife. Ah yes, the familiar crust, just like the last one I had. Little crackle. I don't know if you can hear that, but it does make it sound nice and appetizing. A little greasy from the pepperoni. Yep. To be expected. To be expected. So, let's give it a shot. It's a thin crust, and it's hot. Very hot. But holds up under its own weight a little bit. Okay. It's a little crackery, just like the last one. But remember we said there's all kinds of pizza crusts. Some are better than others. And you might be used to one, but then you find one that you like also. It's just, completely different than the one you had before. That happens. So let's try this thing. And again, I cut it into 4 pieces. I could have cut it into 8, but I can't eat 8. I'm going to eat this whole puppy here, all 4 of them. First thing I tasted when I bit into it was the sauce and the pepperoni. It's definitely there. Not salty, seasoned just right actually. The crust is a little crackery. I don't know if you know what I mean by that, but it's just a little crackery. It doesn't have the same consistency, but it's a good crust. It's not bad. Flavor is quite good, but it's just not like a normal pizza. But then again, it is. It's hard to explain. I just have this thing about a certain expectation for pizza, and yes, it's the cheese, and yes, it's the sauce, but it's the crust. And This one here is crackery, it's crunchy. You can see it's done nice from the pizza stone on the bottom. It's quite good actually, but very different. Also, when the cheese melts on this, it doesn't do the regular long strings of cheese. And I think that's because it's probably not a very high quality mozzarella. I mean, how high quality can it be for the price? So, crust. I'm going to give it a 4, just like I did the last one. The flavor of the sauce, it's tomatoey. I can't really taste much seasonings in here, oregano or anything else, so that might be a topping that you might want to keep handy when you're having it. Also, I usually like to put a little crushed red pepper on these things. And if I had some nice grated Parmigiano, maybe, sprinkle that on there. But all around, just the way it is fine. The sauce flavor, I'm going to give it a 4. Pepperoni, I'm going to have to give it a 3 because it's not sliced, it's just little chunks. They don't really resemble pepperoni. I don't have that flavor burst of pepperoni, so I'm a little disappointed with that. But all around, being that the pepperoni dragged it down a little bit, it's going to come up to about a 3.5. 3.5, close to a 4. Yes, I'd buy it again. Yes, I'd eat it again. The value's there. It's filling enough. A little pie like this can hold me over until I get a bigger one. Damn, I love pizza. So, in any case, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope to see you again soon. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.